Hey everybody, welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I am Eric, and today I got a bourbon for review. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Batch A120. As always, here on the channel, I'm going to give you a nose taste finish review of this bourbon. I'll tell you a bit about the value, give you my final thoughts, final score, and then leave you with a malt musing. But first, a bit about Elijah Craig and its barrel proof releases. So, Elijah Craig is a brand that comes out of the Heaven Hill Distillery, located in Kentucky. Each year, Elijah Craig releases 3 versions of their barrel proof release, and you can tell which version you have by the code written here under batch. So this one, A120, A meaning first batch of the year, 1 meaning January, which is the month it's released, and 20 meaning 2020. So this one in particular is bottled at an incredible 68.3% ABV or 136.6 proof. As always, it is 12 years old and non-chill filtered. So Elijah Craig has been really consistent with these releases over many years now. If you go back on my channel, I did all 3 of the releases they did in 2019. We're all great whiskeys. And so this is the first release here in 2020. So let's get some of this in the glass. Since it's a bourbon, we know there is no color added. So this is the color you are looking at. Nice kind of dark reddish hue to that. Really, really nice looking bourbon. Okay, let's get into batch A120. Right away on the nose. Spicy, oaky. There's a bit of almost like a rye spice coming through. They do use some rye in their mash bill. It's showing up. You're getting a little bit of that kind of spiciness that you characterize with rye, slightly sweet, slightly kind of herbal. But star of the show here, as is usually consistent with Elijah Craig barrel proof whiskeys, is a creamy caramel nuttiness and a barrel char. Also that vanilla brown sugar note. So a lot of that coming through here on the nose. It smells really dark and deep whiskey for sure. Also getting a fruit note. It's almost kind of like a peach, apricot type thing. Subtle. Yeah. Okay. Smells like another fantastic whiskey. Let's dive into the taste. Cheers, everybody. Wow. Oily, viscous, spicy, heavy barrel influence. It arrives pretty sweet, a little bit of that fruity note, and then you are just hit hard with kind of a dry, spicy cinnamon barrel roasted nut note, which goes all the way through the development, accented caramel, vanilla, a little bit of a cherry cola note, very spicy, very dry, cinnamon. Cinnamon is riding all the way through this as it goes into that finish, dry finish, dark chocolate. Bit of that creamy caramel still hanging around. That fruit note is all but disappeared. Hazelnut, almond. Long finish. Good stuff. I've yet to have an Elijah Craig barrel proof that wasn't good. And this one looks like it's going to be another winner. Let's put a little bit of water on this. 68.3% ABV. So we are going to tone this down a bit with about 2 teaspoons of water. Okay. Wow. Bready baking spices. Cinnamon again, vanilla. That kind of peppery spiciness that we got, still there, but playing much nicer now. It's great stuff. Unlike the previous releases that I've reviewed here on the channel, the nose just has a bit more of a kind of a fruit note to it. More of more of like a peach apricot fruit note. Usually on these, I pick up kind of a cider apple. More of a peach thing on this one. Still here on the nose. Wow. Okay. So far, I think the nose is a little bit more approachable with water. Things have balanced out a bit more. It's not as dominated by that oakiness. Okay, another taste. Cheers. Rich, oily, coats your mouth. Cinnamon, sugar, vanilla, all there on the arrival with a little bit of that sweet fruit note. As it develops, the roasted nuts are still there. The spice, that almost chili pepper spice, is toned down a bit. It is much more just a overpoweringly dark chocolate, slight espresso, dry, just takes over. One of the best ways possible. Again, into the finish, long finish. Vanilla, that creamy caramel vanilla, still kind of there, but still that drying oak, dark chocolate, slight coffee is really the dominant thing that you're left with here. Still hanging around. This is a good one. One more taste. Okay. So here's one more look at the bottle. Same Elijah Craig bottle they've been using for the last few years. Label, got your proof, ABV, batch number, 12 years old written on the side. No major frills. This was a Whiskey of the Year by Whiskey Advocate magazine at some point, so they have been putting this little extra flair on it. Value-wise, this one really, you can find this as low as around 60, as high as around 90. Average price, I guess, so that puts us in the kind of 75 range. We'll use that as our baseline. Is this a $75 bourbon? Yes. You are getting an age statement. It is unchill filtered. You're getting high ABV, which of course means more flavor. You can use water on this to tone it down. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck for this. I think this is a good value even at $75. So, final thoughts. Another great Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Bourbon release. These guys haven't done any wrong with these releases, and if you go back again and look at some of my previous reviews, I'm a big fan of this. I think this is one of the best bourbons on the market. It's pretty readily accessible. You probably only need to visit one or two shops before you're going to stumble across it, but it does go quick. This one, in contrast to a couple of them from 2019, like I said, I'm getting a little bit more of a peach note, peach apricot that I didn't quite get before. Well, that's not one of my favorite notes. I don't think it takes much away from this. So if you're looking for a really bold, assertive, just a high top shelf bourbon at a really good price, you cannot go wrong with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So batch A120 is going to lead to a final score of 4.25 out of 5. So there you have it. That is my review of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, batch A120. If you enjoyed this review, do hit subscribe. I put out videos every Friday reviewing bourbon, Scotch, Irish, Japanese whiskeys. So as long as you're subscribed, you won't miss a thing. Thanks, y'all. I'm going to get down to enjoying the rest of this delicious dram, and I'll catch you next time here on Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. Cheers, Bill.